would help if I was not on mute. Mm-mm. Alrighty. Let's start in, and I've got a couple of problems that I wanted to go over that are IV based. So drip rates, flow rates, weight based, drops per minute type of deal. I hate that this is going off. It's probably because my battery is low on my iPad, but just bear with me. So, if you are here and you're in nursing school, let me know which program you're in. RN, LPN, BSN, accelerated, what you got going. And I'll show you how to knock these problems out with little to no math using my puzzle piece method. WGU, BSN, okay, that's what's up. How deep in the program are you? Okay, so the physician orders an infusion of potassium chloride over 4 hours. Potassium chloride is in 250 milliliters of a solution. At what rate should the pump be set in milliliter per hour? You go to Lone Star, LPN, and Nightingale. Okay. Well, I hope that school is faring you well right now. Okay, so we read the problem. That's the first thing that we're going to do for all these problems. We're going to read it. Then we're going to find out what is this asking for us to solve for. So this says milliliter per hour, right? So that is our goal. So from now on, we're not doing math. We're going to be solving puzzles, and we're going to be putting puzzle pieces together. Hey, how are you, thoughtful Emo? All right. So, what an IV problem requires is volume over time. Okay. You might have a weight in there, you might have a drop factor in there, but the only things that you really need to be looking for are your volume and your time. Okay. So, what is the volume? 250 mLs. Okay. That's a puzzle piece. And then it has to go over time because we want our equation to look like our goal once we get done setting it up. Okay, so the time is to go over 4 hours, so we're going to put it over 4 hours. So isn't milliliters on the top and hour on the bottom? So your puzzle is now complete. Now all you have to do is your multiplication and division. You had a blessed first day of clinicals. Cool. I'm good. A little sleepy. I don't know why I just got tired all of a sudden, but I'm good. Thank you for asking. Okay, so we'll do 250 divided by 4, which is going to be 62.5. All right. Let's see who knows how to round. Who knows how to round? If this asked us to round to the nearest whole number, what would be our answer? Corey Johnson applying to a BSN program, trying to learn this so I have less to worry about. I don't blame you, Corey. I don't blame you. It's never too early to learn how to do dosage calculations. Especially if you know that you're applying, go ahead and get those conversions memorized because that's where a lot of people mess up at. They try to jump right into dosage calculations and they don't know their conversions, and it's gonna make it super duper hard, right? So if we're rounding to the whole number, we know that everything to the left of the decimal is the whole number. So we go one decimal place to the right, and that number is zero point 0.5. So if it's 5 or more, you raise the score by 1, right? So that'll be 63 milliliters per hour. That was pretty easy, right? Volume over time. You make this so easy compared to the programs. I've heard that before. You're welcome. Well, thank you for being live. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Y'all make sure that y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. The replay, I am streaming there right now. So this session will be there. Last night, I don't know what was going on with the internet. It was really janky, but anyways, we're past that. So this one will be there. And this one is focusing on a lot of IV stuff. So if that's your weakness, then stick around. Make sure you double tap that screen and share the live so other students can join in, and we'll continue on. Okay, boom. A patient is receiving an IV infusion of drug Z, currently at a rate of 35 milliliters per hour. The patient's weight is 66 kgs. The concentration of drug Z is 250 mgs per 500 mLs. How many micrograms per kilogram per minute is the patient receiving of drug Z? Alrighty, so this looks like a hard one, right? No, it's not. We're not even going to use math, except for multiplication and division, and it's just going to be one computation, okay? Remember, we're not doing math, we're doing a puzzle. So what is our puzzle supposed to look like once it gets done? We want to have micrograms at the top, kilograms, and minutes at the bottom, okay? So now we need our pieces to put together the puzzle. So what's by itself stays by itself, and what's together stays together, okay? So we've got 35 milliliters per hour. That per is the weighting ring. So in or over or per, that's what binds the two together. So if they're together, they stay together, okay? Thank you for liking the lives. I appreciate that. Okay, and then we've got 66 kgs. That's the weight of the patient. It's just by itself. So remember, what's by itself is going to stay by itself. Everything does not have to have a partner. Okay, and then what do we have? 250 mgs per 500 milliliter. Okay, that's all that the problem gave us. So let's solve it. So how are we going to start? What are we going to start with? We always start with the goal. That's your best friend. That's what's going to set up your problems, and that's what's going to help you weed out fluff. It's going to help you determine what's next and what comes first, okay? So we want this unit of measure right here to be on top. We want it to be first and on top. Do we have any micrograms to start with? No. Our drug concentration is milligrams. But what did I just say? Didn't I say we want to start with what it is? On the top. Why didn't I call you Black Panther? I don't even have your number. This is the replay will be available. How you doing today? All right. So we want to start with exactly, Darnisha, you have to convert. So we'll use a conversion, and it's okay to start with a conversion. If you don't have something that's like your puzzle pieces, but you need to start with it, you can always start with a conversion. I always start with what that goal is telling me to start with. Okay. So because I have a puzzle piece with milligram in it, I know that 1,000 micrograms is 1 milligram. So now I've got the top goal. Boom. So we're looking to get kg and minute at the bottom. So how do you know what comes next? This unit of measure right here at the bottom. Okay. So milligram is not a part of the goal. So it has to be canceled out. You cancel out by putting that same unit of measure on the top and on the bottom. Okay. So now we can put this up here. 250 mg over 500 ml. You cancel it out, and now it's gone. So now what comes next is milliliter. I have a puzzle piece with milliliters in it. It'll go right here on the top. 35 mLs over hour. And you see I'm keeping everything that's together and partnered up. It stays together, okay? Now I've got hour at the bottom. My goal is to have minute. I know that I can, once again, convert 1 hour to 60 minutes. So 1 hour is 60 minutes. Hour is now gone. Okay, so that's the second goal. So our last thing to do is to put kgs at the bottom. Why are we putting it at the bottom? Because that's what the goal wants. That's where we're going to put it, okay? So I'll take the patient's weight, which is this last puzzle piece, and I'll put it at the bottom. And then the 1 will go on the top this time. And now your puzzle is complete because you have micrograms at the top, minutes, and kilograms at the bottom, okay? All right, so 1,000 times 250 times 35 divided by 500 divided by 60 divided by 66. It's going to be 4.41919119. Repeating. So if this asked us to round to the nearest tenths place, what would our answer be? Your med math exam is tomorrow? Yeah, awesome. Hopefully this will help you go over it. If it's IV stuff on there, then this will definitely help. This is like a strictly IV session. Thank you for doing this. You helped me with my conversions. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad I could help with the conversions. They're not as bad as people try to make it out. Once you kind of see the patterns and how you can memorize them, and like once you got them, they're there. All right, so JoJo said 4.4, right? So if we go to the 10th place and you go to its neighbor, that's a 1. That's 4 or below, it's a no go, right? So then 4.4 mics per kg per minute. That's our answer. This is good to know, but as a nurse, you will never have to do this. Signed, a nurse. Okay, Mandy, you might not have had to. What specialty do you work in? All right, the provider orders drug X, 250 mg's and 500 milliliters of D5W to infuse over 2 hours, 3 times a day. The drop factor of the administration set is 20 drops per ml. Calculate the number of drops per minute to infuse the ordered dose. Okay, so our goal is what? Drops per minute, right? For pediatric and ICU, I see them using these conversions all the time. I know. Pretty bold claim to tell someone they would never do. You know what? I just let folks be. I just let them talk. You worked in the ICU and did this all the time. That's why I kind of asked too, because I think it depends on everybody's specialty and the way that the drugs that you're giving and the population that you're exposed to, because some people claim that they never have to do a calculation, but I don't trust nobody. If you put your pants on one leg at a time like I do and do the little shimmy shake to get your duke in it, then that means you're human, and humans make mistakes. The pharmacists, the doctors, yeah, the people who put the stuff in the computers. So yeah, I'm just saying loyalty. Brooklyn says, thank you. The way you teach makes it more understandable. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. True. Okay, then. All right. So remember, what we need is volume over time. Okay. So, what is the volume? Tell the board of nursing you didn't do it and watch what they do with your license. Baby, they're going to snatch it back like nursing school try to snatch folks' edges out. Yes. Alrighty. Exactly, Sophia. So our puzzle piece is volume over time and the drip factor for your drops per minute. So 500 milliliters. What is the infusion time? How long do they want this drug to go over? How long do they want it to take for them to receive this medicine? Drug X. 2 hours. So you see how it says over 2 hours? Exactly. Boom. And then our drop factor is 20 drops. 20 drops per milliliter, right? And so I'm going to show you the fluff. So the fluff is this. Is this asking anything about a microgram, a gram, a milligram? No, we need volume over time. That 250 milligrams of medicine is floating around in this 500 milliliters of D5W. So once they get the D5W, which is the liquid part, right, which you can only give a liquid in an IV, or unless you're trying to kill the patient, that 250 milligrams is in that 500 milliliters, right? So yeah, they will get the medicine. So you don't need this part to solve the goal, which is drops per minute, okay? And then this right here, TID, that means that they just want this drug to be administered 3 times a day. So that's how many times that a dose is to be given, okay? So boom, we don't need that either. All right, so let's set our puzzle up, okay? What does the goal tell us it wants? Drops on the top and minutes on the bottom. I always use that unit of measure that's on the top first, and it'll go on the top. So this puzzle piece has my drops in it. So that's what I'm going to start with. 20 drops per ml. Now I have a milliliter at the bottom. It's not a part of the goal, so I'm going to put milliliter at the top. 500 ml over 2 hours. And you see, I'm not changing anything. I'm going to let my equation take care of everything that needs to be changed because I'm going by unit by unit by unit so I can make sure that I can take care of everything. And once that puzzle is complete and it looks like this, then I know I'm done. So this is kind of like a foolproof way to kind of double check yourself too. If you still have units of measure that's not part of the goal in your equation, then you're not finished, okay? All right, so now we have hour at the bottom. I need minute. So I know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. So I do one computation. That's it. I set up everything and the puzzle puts the numbers in the place where it needs to be so that everything that needs to be multiplied at the top will be there. Everything that needs to be multiplied at the bottom will be there. Then you just do the division, okay? So we've got 20 times 500 divided by 2 divided by 60 equals 83.333333. And I've never seen a third of a drop. So you have to convert to a whole number. So what would our answer be? What y'all talking about over here? Kevin, are you up here causing trouble? I love it. Um, let's see. Off topic, but I had a question that stated an IV would run for 30 minutes, but a nurse I was with told me that pumps are never in minutes. Right. So then you have to like double that time because how many minutes are in an hour? 60, right? So if you were to give 100 milliliters over 30 minutes, you would set your pump for 200 milliliters an hour. Okay. Alrighty. So it's 83 drops per minute. Exactly. HCA will do that. MedTech alone made me want to quit. 9 times out of 10 wouldn't recommend. I see why I changed my major. Oh no, Shamira. This problem is so long, Jesus. I've seen longer. I've seen longer. And then you can do this really quickly. The way that I do it, I'm going to talk slow and I'm going to explain it so that the goats can get the hay. I put the hay where the goats can get it, okay? So once you get it down packed, like you'll be setting up your problems in no time. And then if you use the calculator trick, because you see I didn't write down the numbers after I multiplied it. I just simply put it in my calculator. I multiply across the top. Then I hit divide, and then I put all my numbers in on the bottom, and I hit divide in between those, and then the equal sign one time, and that will give you your answer too without having to write everything down. So that will save you time as well. Okay. And can you talk about PCA pump questions? I haven't seen many PCA pump questions. You got an example? Hey, highly favored. Yeah, I'm going to do another one. So those who are coming in, hey, I'm Nurse C, a blessed RN. I help thousands of nursing students defeat dosage calculations. I do private tutoring sessions. I have a course right now that's $20 that'll show you how to do point A to point B in nursing dosage. I have a workbook with 300 plus questions, and I do private sessions. If I haven't said that, I have a YouTube channel where the lives are available for replay, and I've also have questions that are broken down too. So if you are struggling with dosage, then make me your best friend. All right, boom. I'm learning these. Okay. You need a break. You got your master's degree. The weight ones scare me off every time. Oh no, those are my favorite. Oh my gosh, I love those. All right, so I'm at 322 likes. I got about 68 people on here. Can I please get to 2K before I get done with this problem? Let's see. A nurse is preparing to administer normal saline, 8 milliliters per kilogram. Ooh, what is that? A weight base to infuse over 3 hours to a patient who weighs 16 kgs. The nurse should set the IV pump to deliver how many milliliters per hour, and we're going to round to the nearest whole number. Okay, so if you're here with me, I do not like to memorize formulas, and I don't like to convert things before I do an equation. This is dimensional analysis via the puzzle piece method. This is my method that I came up with. And if you're not good at math, this is good for you. If you are good at math, this is good for you. If you don't don't know what's going on in the question, this is good for you. This is good for anybody who wants to use it, okay? And it makes dosage calculations less hard and less intimidating, okay? So what is our goal? We read the question, so we need to see what is this asking for me to solve for. My goal is milliliter on the top and hour on the bottom, okay? Now, what are my puzzle pieces? Remember, what's together stays together, and what's by itself is going to be by itself, all right? What's partnered up is on a puzzle piece, what's by itself is on a puzzle piece, and we're just going to piece those puzzles together to make it look like the goal, okay? All right, so we've got 8 milliliters per kg, and then it says to infuse over 3 hours. Okay, so that's by itself. And then the patient weighs 16 kilograms. Alrighty, so what are we going to start with? A lot of people don't know where to start, so start right here. Boom, with what the goal tells you to start with. We want milliliters on the top. So this puzzle piece has milliliters in it. I'll do 8 mLs per kilogram. Okay, now I got my top goal, so I'm working to get to hour. So I know that everything that is not hour has to be canceled out. The way that you cancel out your units are you piece together the puzzles to make that same unit be on the top as the one that's on the bottom, okay? No math. So now we have kgs on the bottom. We need kgs on the top, right? So we've got kilograms. And because it's by itself, it'll go over 1. Anything that is by itself will go over 1. Exactly. So now my kilograms are gone. And the last puzzle piece I have is 3 hours. And I need hours to go on the bottom. Why? Because that is where the goal tells me to put it. So we'll do 3 hours, and then we'll put our 1 on the top this time. The 1, don't let it throw you off. It's just a placeholder to show you that that number that you're using is either going to be on the top or on the bottom, okay? So if it's by itself, you put whatever that number is and then put a 1 because it's by itself. It is single, okay? So now you see we have milliliter on the top and hour on the bottom, just like this told me to do, okay? All right, so we'll do 8 times 16 divided by 3, which is going to be 42.6 repeating. And it tells us to round to the nearest whole number. So we want to round to the whole number. You start at the whole number. You go 1 decimal place to the right. Because it's 5 or more, we raise the score by 1, right? So 43 mLs per hour. And that had your weight in it. So don't, just because it has a weight in it, don't let that intimidate you. Those are my favorite ones, especially with these puzzle pieces. I really love those. But yes, you just piece it together to make it look like that. And you don't have to use any math except for multiplication and division. You too, Nunu? Hey, Nunu. Okay. All right. Let me stop. Take me back to the days of ATL when it came out when I was in high school. All right. A client weighs 55 kgs. And it's to receive 6 micrograms per kilogram per minute of dopamine. This is you, Kevin. This is your drug, right? In the ICU. Anybody want to be an ICU nurse? PICU nurse, NICU nurse? Anybody? You have an IV of dopamine, which is 400 milligrams in 250 mLs of D5W. At what ml per milliliter per hour flow rate should the IV pump be set? Okay. So, what are we looking for? Milliliter per hour, right? Okay, vasopressor, those pressors. I used your tips for my dosage test to make sure I can go to clinical. So thank you again. Yay, you're welcome. Okay. Alrighty. So what are our puzzle pieces? So this is a weight-based problem. We know it's a weight-based because in the order it has kgs. So we're going to need something with a weight in it. We need something with milliliters in it, and we need something with time in it. So that's how you use your goal to kind of help you pick out pieces if you're not sure, okay? So 55 kilograms is the weight. 6 micrograms per kilogram per minute is the rate that they want it to go in, and your concentration of your medicine is 400 milligrams in 250 mLs of D5W, okay? All right, so what are we going to start with? We're going to start with the same thing that I've been starting with the whole time. Whatever is on the top. You put first and on top. So this puzzle piece has your milliliters in it. Hey, lady, your boots on the ground. 250 ml over 400 mg. Okay, so now you see I've got the top goal. So everything that is not hour, because that's the next thing that we're trying to get to, right, has to be canceled out. So look, we've got milligram on the bottom. Our puzzle piece right here has micrograms in it, right? We can't put a microgram on top of a milligram because a microgram is 1,000 times smaller than a milligram, right? So what do we do? How do we fix this part? You put in a conversion. So 1 milligram is 1,000 micrograms. Boom, boom. Okay? Now we can put that 6 micrograms per kilogram per minute on the top and cancel it out. Okay? So now we have kgs and minute on the bottom. I have kgs. All right. So we'll do 55 kg, put it over 1. And then the last thing that we have to convert is our minutes because we need hours. So 60 minutes is 1 hour. Now you have milliliters on the top and hours at the bottom. And your puzzle is complete. So now you can do the math. Okay. So 250 times 6 times 55 times 60 divided by. You see how big that number is? Why would you want to write that down and risk not putting a 0 back in? Because we know a 0 can make or break a problem, right? It could make your answer really big or it can make it really small. So I keep it all in my calculator. So I hit divide. Now I'll do 400 divided by 1,000 divided by 1 times 1 times 1, right? So my answer would be 12.375. So what if we rounded this to the nearest tenths place? What would our answer be? Where'd you get lost at, Tiara? If we rounded this to the nearest tenths place, what would our answer be? Okay, so the tenths, we start at the place that it tells us to round to, right? You go to its neighbor. Say neighbor. No, I'm just kidding. So if it's 5 or more, then you raise the score, right? So it's a 7. So everything else will disappear after you have increased that to 12.4 milliliters per hour. And my head's in the way. Yeah. Oh. Anybody have any questions? Yes, this is dimensional analysis, Kiara. My school been teaching me wrong. I'ma crash out. Don't crash out. Crash out. Don't crash out. Leia. I hope I said it right. Don't crash out. You can come study with me and it'll be okay. I promise you. I've had people who said that they were horribly wrong in not mathematically inclined, and they've used this method to make hundreds on their tests. So I promise you, once you get it down, like if you haven't seen it before, you don't use it, then it's kind of like, what the heck? But once you get it and you see that all you're doing is matching up units and crossing them out, and then you just have to multiply and divide, it's just like, oh my gosh. Sorry, my daughter was talking. You said dimensional. Yes, this is dimensional analysis. I'm tuning in, doing my prereqs before nursing program, and I'm nervous as hell. That's okay. You can be nervous. Don't be scared, though. There's nothing to fear. Since I did my tutoring sessions with you, I am not scared. Yay. See? I told you, you don't have to be scared. All right. So I know this stuff looks really intimidating, but like I said, I'm doing little to no math at all. Like the only math that I'm doing is multiplying and dividing. Okay? Hey, Desiree. If you scared, go to church. Is it possible to do nursing school while having kids? Heck yeah. It's so many people. Moms, shoot, I was a mom when I went for my RN. Yeah. People do it every day. Is the basic formula method possible? I don't understand it. Yeah, you can memorize formulas. Are you good at math? So the people who like are really good with the formulas have like a really good math foundation, or they like doing math. You have to pass your CPTE. Okay, you can do that. Do they let you use calculators? Most schools do. Some people that I have tutored, they made them do long division by hand. You're bad at math, like real bad. Okay, all right. So boom. So I think a lot of people have came in before I first started it. So this the rule. These are the rules. Hold on, I'm gonna show you the rules. Okay, this is what's happening. We read the question. We find the goal. So what is this question asking me to solve? Okay, milliliter per hour, microgram per minute. Boo, 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 I don't know. Whatever it's asking. Okay, that's what our goal is. That's our picture that's on the puzzle box, because we're not doing math. We're solving puzzles. Okay, you start with what that goal is. So if it's milliliter on per hour, we're going to find that puzzle piece that has milliliters in it. It will be first and it'll be on the top. What we're doing is piecing together things that are relative to each other, canceling out the units so that the numbers will be in the position to give you the answer of the problem. Okay, so what's together you keep together, what's single you keep single. Togetherness is on a puzzle piece, singleness is on a puzzle piece. Okay, and then you can flip any puzzle piece because it doesn't change the puzzle piece, it just changes the position, right? So all right, let's go back. What am I doing? Welcome instructions, double tapping. All right, so I've heard that before, Mary. I've heard it before. Oh man. And if anybody wants the course that teaches you with video lessons and quizzes, it's $20 right now. It's in the link that's in my bio. It's normally 40. So for a week's worth of Starbucks, you can learn dosage calculations and have it for the rest of your school career and your teaching career. I mean, not your teaching, your nursing career. Lord have mercy, what am I saying? The physician orders insulin 0.2 units per kilogram per hour for a patient weighing 77 kgs. The IV label reads insulin 100 units in 100 mLs of normal saline. What is the milliliter per hour flow rate? Okay. It's however fast you want to do it. It's self-paced. It goes from military time, rounding, metric conversions, your orals like your tablets, your capsules, your liquids, your IV medicines, your drip rates, flow rates, weight-based medicines, heparin infusion, and the bolus. And I think that's it. So for each section, it's a video and it tells you how to do it. Then you have your quizzes afterwards. I never know what problem to choose, what number to choose first. That's okay. All right. So what's together stays together. You see this one? They're in a three-way, but that's okay. No judgment. We keep them together. So 0.2 units per kg per hour. We got 77 kilograms. It's just hanging by itself. And then the medicine is 100 units per 100 milliliters. Okay. So this is how you know what comes first. This right here, what's on top will be first and it'll be on top. You keep your goals first. Okay. So this is what we have that has our milliliters in it. But the milliliters are on the bottom. You can flip a puzzle piece, okay? So just like in real life, you have a puzzle piece and you move it around to fit how you want it to fit in. You can do that with these puzzle pieces, okay? So 100 mLs over 100 units. They equal to each other. They are relative to each other. They're just simply repositioned, okay? So now we have units on the bottom because we got our top goal, right? So now we want units to be on top so that it will cancel out with the units that are on the bottom. This has your units in it, okay? So 0.2 units per kg per hour. Units cancels out. Now I have kg and hour at the bottom. Hour can stay because that's the goal, okay? But these kgs have to be canceled out. So I'm going to use this puzzle piece right here, which is 77 kilograms. That's how much your patient weighs. And then it'll go over 1 because it's by itself. That 1 just shows you that it's on its top, that top line of numbers, okay? That's all. It doesn't change the fact that it's 77. Because if you divide 77 by 1, it's 77. If you multiply 77 times 1, it's 77. So it's more like a placeholder to show you that that 77 goes on the top. So now you see all of your units of measure are gone except for milliliter on the top and hour on the bottom. Okay? That's the whole deal with dimensional analysis. You're just trying to get what the question is asking for you to solve. And you can do mostly all of your dosage calculations problems like this. Okay? So now you can do the math. So 100 times 0.2 times 77 divided by 100. 100 times 0.2 times 77 divided by 100. It's 15.4 milliliters per hour. Y'all getting it? What app do I use when writing these on the iPad? So I make my slides in Canva and I save them as a picture. So the photo app that's on my iPad, I just, use the markup. And I'm on a computer, so I'm using TikTok Studio to cast it to the screen. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Just logged in. You got it. Sasha. Bakita. Yes. I love you. This makes so much sense. I love you, Miss Bless. All right. Thank you. Y'all, love is what love does. Y'all make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. The replay from this session will be there. So as soon as we get done studying, you can watch this over again. Okay? Y'all make sure. Make sure. Okay? A nurse is preparing to administer an IV infusion of 25 milliliters per kilogram of normal saline to infuse over 12 hours to a patient who weighs 28 kgs. The nurse should set the pump to deliver how many milliliters per hour? Hey, P. Precious. Oh, how precious. All right, so what is this asking us to solve for? The goal. Oh, how precious is the name of Jesus. All right, so what's together? Stays together, all right? Boom. 25 milliliters per kg. That's the order, right? And it says to go what? Over 12 hours. Don't get me started, Kill. All right, and then we've got 28 kg. So you see how whatever is per something, in something, it stays together. They are partnered up. They are one. So they go on one puzzle piece. What is single is by itself. It goes on one puzzle piece. So what are we going to start with if the top goal is milliliter? What are we going to start with? See if y'all are getting it. The 25 one, yeah, you got it. So 25 milliliters per kg. And if you are doing your problems like this and you're not writing the units of measure by your numbers, then you're doing yourself a great, great, great disservice because, excuse me, how do you know what the goal is? How do you know what starts first? How do you know what to cancel out? The sauce, the magic, the mystery behind the method is the unit of measure. That's what's going to guide you. Okay, so you're like, I don't know what number to put first. Well, what's the unit beside it? Okay, all right, so now we've got milliliter at the top. Boom, that's goal number 1. So what do we have at the bottom? Kg, right? So what comes next? What comes next? Y'all got it. I'm free. All right, so now we need hour at the bottom. What is our last puzzle piece? Yeah, no, you didn't miss anything. Just a couple of questions, but y'all know the replay is on my YouTube channel. I'm free. I'm a newborn soul. Newborn soul. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, boom. So, exactly. Y'all are getting it. I love it. We defeating dosage all 2025, y'all. Okay. So you ask, how do you know where to put it at? That is your best friend. That is your very best friend to the end, okay? You see how it's on the bottom? That's where you put the hour at. You see how milliliters at the top? That's where you put the milliliters at. You want, this is the picture that's on the puzzle box. Remember, we're not doing math. We're putting together puzzle pieces. So you want your end product. So you want this to be right here and this to be down here. And now we can do the math. That say 24 hours. When I see a problem that says 24 hours, I always put day where I see 24 when I see 24 hours. Okay? So 25 times 28 divided by 12. All right, so 58.333333. So what if we needed to round this to the nearest whole number? What would our answer be? Okay, you could cry. You can feel in your feels, and then you need to come study with me. Get up and keep going. Yes, yes, yes. So it'd be 58 milliliters per hour. I'm free. I'm a newborn soul. All right, a nurse is preparing to administer dopamine. This is the IC. I I was asking, were you still on? And you were gone. I didn't forget you had gone night night. Okay, so dopamine is one of those ICU, right? Your pressors. All right, 7.5 micrograms per kilogram per minute. And the client weighs 85 kg. It's available as 850 mg's per 500 milliliters. Where we're going to set the pump and we're going to round to the nearest tenths place, okay? So our goal is milliliter per hour. This is a heavy IV session, y'all. I do other problems because you can use dimensional analysis for a lot of stuff, okay? But this one is just an IV session for right now. Your titratable drips, yes. It was okay. It was okay. You just called it a night. All right, so boom. What are our puzzle pieces? So we've got the prescription, which is 7.5 mics per kg per minute. You've got 85 kg. You've got 850 milligrams per 500 ml. Okay? So, what are we going to start with, y'all? What are we going to start with? Mm-hmm. Milliliters. Start with that top goal, okay? So that's the puzzle piece that has milliliters in it. Flip it. All right? 500 ml over 850 mg. Okay? So what comes next? What comes next? What comes next? We've got milligrams at the bottom. Milligrams is not a part of the goal, so we know it has to go. But do we have a puzzle piece with milligrams in it? Mm-mm. It's got micrograms, right? So we can't put micrograms on top of milligrams. So you're right, Garcelle Marshall. You have to do a conversion. So milligrams will go on the top, micrograms will go on the bottom. 1 big milligram is 1,000 teeny tiny micrograms. Boom. So therefore, we can now put our 7.5 mics per kg per minute right here. You see the micrograms cross out. Every step that I take, you see I'm crossing out those units. That's how you know what comes next. Crossing them out and looking at the bottom. Okay, I've got kg. I have kilograms, right? It's okay. You don't have to be sorry. Look, no shame here. You get out all of your questions and you perfect it so that when you go back to the class, you can rock it. And then once you come back with that big 100, that big Honda, this is what you get. We celebrate you. All right. All right. So now the last thing that's left is the minute, right? We need hour. So we'll do 60 minutes is 1 hour. So 500 times 7.5 times 85 times 60 divided by 850 divided by 1,000 equals 22.5. And we can leave our answer like such because it asks us to round to the nearest tenth place. Wait a minute, 500 times 7.5 times 85 times 60 divided by 850 divided by 1,000. Yeah, 22.5. Oh my God, I got it right. Yeah. You passed your pediatric. Oh, yeah. Go, Lakita. Whoop, 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 whoop. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. So once you get it and the light comes on, like I'm telling you, you'll be unstoppable. You're amazing. God is amazing. Dimensional analysis and chemistry, crazy to actually see it in play. Exactly. And you know what? I hated it in chemistry. I hated it in school. I didn't understand it. It didn't make any types of sense to me whatsoever. So, yeah, when God gave me this revelation of the puzzle pieces, it just blew my mind. And it just makes it so much easier. And you do this the same way for all different types of problems. We're focusing on IV flow rates and weight-based and drops per minute. But you see, we're doing it the same exact way. We're not having to pre-convert or do any type of math until everything is set up in your equation. All right. So a client is receiving 500 mLs of D5 normal saline with 20 milliequivalents of KCl at 100 milliliters per hour. Okay. So there is no pump available, so the nurse puts the IV on gravity flow using 15 drops per milliliter tubing. What is the drops per minute flow rate? Okay, so what is our goal? What is this one asking for us to solve? Would this be on the PTCE? It might be on there. Look, it's been so long since I took that. Okay, so drops per minute. Okay, so remember, if you weren't here when I first started, I told you that there's two ways to give IV. One is on the pump, the other one is on gravity. This is going to be gravity, so you see gravity flow rate, so you need your drop factor, and you need one other puzzle piece, volume over time. Because what is a drop? That's a volume, right? That's a measure of volume. What is a minute? That's a measure of time. So you need the volume over the time. So this is how you're going to use this bad boy to pick out what you're going to use. Do we have something in this problem that is volume over time? Yes, exactly. 100 milliliters per hour. Okay, and then our drop factor is 15 drops per ml. So guess what the rest of this is going to be? Fluff. You don't need it to answer this problem. That's how you use the goal to help you pick out your puzzle pieces. And even if you picked out the wrong puzzle pieces and you put them on the side, they wouldn't fit into the puzzle because they don't belong there. Okay? So, how are we going to set this up? What is our goal? What are we looking for? Drops on the top, right? Start with your drops. 15 GTT over ml. Okay? Now, we need milliliters on top. So 100 milliliters per hour. Milliliters are gone. Now, we need to get to minutes. I know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. Puzzle is complete. Now we can do our math. So we'll do 15 times 100 divided by 60. 25 drops per minute. That's what I would struggle with. I would use the unnecessary numbers. Don't struggle with that fluff. Leave that fluff right there where it's at. Okay? Leave the fluff where it's at. I got 25, but I'm just a math student, no nurse knowledge. That's okay. Because, that's what people fail to realize. Like this is simple math. It's just put into a different type of format. And because it's IVs and it's medicine and it's weight and all that other stuff, then people get really intimidated. But you see, you didn't use any type of math at all except for multiplication and division at the end. That's where I messed up at when taking med math. I get confused. So if you use that goal, that's what's going to help you pick out the fluffed up pieces. All right, so the nurse is preparing to administer nitroglycerin 5 micrograms per minute by IV infusion. Available is nitro 25 milligrams in 250 ml, a D5W. The nurse should set the IV pump to how many milliliters per hour? And we're going to round to the nearest whole number. All right, so milliliter per hour is our goal. We have 50 micrograms per minute that is prescribed. Our medicine is 25 mgs and 250 mLs, and that's all that we were given, right? What's together stays together. So how are we going to start this? What are we going to use for our first puzzle piece? I'm trying to learn this before you start school. That's okay. That's very, very wise, Nicole. If you are pre-nursing or you're doing your prereqs and you're about to apply to nursing school and you want to learn this, that is definitely a good idea. But what I will tell you is you need to learn your metric conversions. That is what's going to set you up for success. Okay, your metric conversions. I have a video on my YouTube channel that like kind of breaks it down how you can piece it together with your metric conversions and learn it in like little kind of quirky sayings and all type of stuff. I don't know. That's how I learn. I learn different. Like I have to have correlations and stuff like that. So definitely check out my YouTube channel, A Blessed RN, and the replay from my sessions on here, because I am streaming live to my YouTube channel right now. So once we're done studying, you can watch the replay, okay? All right, so we'll start with this puzzle piece, right? 250 ml over 25 mgs. Okay, got milliliter at the top. We need hour at the bottom. We have milligram. Our puzzle piece has micrograms in it. I can't put a microgram on the top and expect for it to cancel out with my milligrams, right? So my conversion is 1 milligram equals 1,000 micrograms. Cancels out. And now I can put my 50 micrograms over my minutes because that's what my puzzle piece is. And the last puzzle piece would be to convert minutes to hours, right? So 60 minutes is 1 hour. What's on the top has to go to the bottom, and we're just making our way so we can have milliliters on the top and hours on the bottom. Now you can do the math. 250 times 50 times 60 divide 25 divided by 1,000. 30 milliliters per hour. And that's the way I like it. Hey, how did TikTok know to bring this up right as I'm in this unit in pharmacy? I don't know. FYP be FYPing sometimes. Thank y'all for getting me to 15,000 likes. Obviously, it has pushed it out to some other nursing students, some pharmacy technicians. We've had doctors in here before. So yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Where did you get the 1 over the 1,000? So this piece right here was milligram. My puzzle piece right here is microgram. I cannot put microgram on top of a milligram. The units of measure, they have to match. So that is your conversion. 1 milligram equals 1,000 micrograms. So when I put that 1 milligram on the top, it was able to cancel out with my milligrams on the bottom, and then it put my micrograms down here. So then my micrograms went on top and it canceled out. Then you had your minutes on the bottom. They went on top and it canceled out. And so then you're left with just what that goal tells you to give it. And that is the secret to success. I don't know. It's not really a secret. But that's how you do it. Asia, you still here? Answer is you look in the mirror, not if the computer is dead. Y'all don't get me started today. Please don't get me started. Please don't get me started. Please don't get me started. Oh, all right. So normally I come on Wednesdays, right? Woo, Lord. I come on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. But like now, I'll kind of do like a little pop-in session. I know last night the internet was kind of janky. It kept coming in and out. And I was like, what are you doing? This will be my last one, unless Asia is still on here. I know I have a workbook, and she had wanted me to do a couple of questions from the workbook. But I'm trying to see if she's still here. Okay. All right. A nurse is preparing to administer clindamycin 250 mgs via intermittent bolus over 90 minutes. Available is clindamycin, Jesus, 250 mgs and 250 mLs. I don't know why y'all want to get on this internet and believe people when they say that you don't have to do this. Like, okay, all right. The nurse should set the infusion device to milliliter per hour. Route to the whole number. Oh my goodness. Like, seriously. Honestly, like the standards of nursing. Shut up. Just shut up. All right. So, what are we looking for? What are we looking for? What are we looking for? What are we looking for, y'all? Like, seriously, do you want somebody who don't know the difference between a microgram and a milligram and how much you're supposed to be giving it to give to you? You know what I'm saying? Okay. What is the volume? The volume is 250, right? Boom. What is the time? How long does this have to go over? Because then we just go through a pandemic when we was running out of pumps and beds and people was in the hallway half naked and still having to get taken care of. You had to set it up via gravity drip and you didn't know how many drops per minute to give them. So you go give them fluid volume overload. You're going to kill them. Okay. All right. Okay. 90 minutes, right? Oh, y'all. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So we have milliliters on the top, right? And we got minutes on the bottom. We need to have hours on the bottom. So we only have to do one step to fix this. Do our minute to hour conversion. Boom, boom. There you go. So 250 times 60 divided by 90. It's going to be 166.6 repeating. We are to round to the whole number. So if we rounded this to the whole number, what would be our answer? And that's why it's important we know how to solve the puzzle. Exactly. 167 milliliters per hour. Like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Oh, does everybody get it now? Y'all are seeing how you use this to, that's fluff. Is this asking about a microgram, a milligram, a gram? No. Okay? The medicine is in 250 mLs. So when you give that 250 mLs, they are getting clindamycin. 250 milligrams. So we are looking for the volume to be infused over the infusion time. And that's it. Lord have mercy. What's this? Ooh. Okay. This is the last one, I promise. Because this one's interesting. Because it is a weight-based and a drops per minute one. Okay? And don't forget, y'all can watch the replay on my YouTube channel. A Blessed RN. I've also got problems broken down, like individually. So if you don't want to watch a whole session, like an hour, 2 hours, or whatever, then you just need something that you're studying, you can find it there. Okay? All right. a client weighing 175 pounds to receive a medication at 1,000 micrograms per kilogram per hour. The pharmacy sends you the solution of medication mixed 500 milligrams per 250 mLs with an administration set that delivers 15 drops per milliliter. What is the drop per minute flow rate to administer the prescribed dose? Alrighty, that was a lot, wasn't it? But that's okay because we're gonna slap this puzzle together like we've been doing the whole entire time. Exactly, Nicole, you got it. Drops per minute. We're gonna see, Mr. David McGill. We're gonna see you've been doing pretty good. Let's see what we get. Alright, so we're gonna put our puzzle pieces to the side. And you see how I'm writing my pieces to the side? Try that because this is a long problem. You already are not sure. You got your time limits. You're trying to figure out how to piece this stuff together. Put your pieces on the side. Then you can see what it is that you have used, what you have available, instead of trying to search throughout the problem to pick out the information. I don't know. People have said it worked. I don't know. So 175. Talking about some look on the mar. Don't y'all know folks get cyber attacked all the time? We got cyber attacked the week of Nurses Week. And we were down to like July. With nothing but paper. With having to send it to the pharmacy who had nothing but paper. With physicians writing with their chicken scratch. And we have to take off orders. Baby. Miss me with it. Okay. All right. So, what are we going to start with, y'all? What are we going to start with? We start with whatever is on the top. Okay? And we just piece it together. All right? So, 15 drops per milliliter. Okay? What's next? Y'all tell me what's next. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good, Queen. Okay. What's next? We've used that. We've used that. Okay, look at if you're stuck and you're thinking about it, we got milligrams. Our piece with like its cousin is a microgram, right? Ah, I see it. I see it. Okay, so 1 milligram is 1,000 micrograms. Boom, boom. Alrighty. What's next? Mm-hmm. Y'all are getting it. What's next? You want to do the, okay? Either one. Either one. So, 1 kg. I like to do my weight. I like to go from left to right. But if you want to put the hour first and then do the kg, just don't forget about the kgs and the pounds, okay? So 2.2 pounds. Boom, boom. All right. Then we do our 175. And then I'm running out of space. So our last conversion, because we need minute, would be 1 hour is 60 minutes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Y'all did it. Look at you. Y'all are putting together these puzzle pieces, defeating dosage left and right. Just smacking dosage. Oh, man. Yeah. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so we'll do 15 times 250 times 1,000 times 175 divided by. Look at that big old number. Look at it. See, I'm keeping it all inside the calculator. That's a lot of zeros. So divide, right? 500. It already got smaller. Divided by 1,000. Divided by 2.2. Divided by 60. I got 9.94. If we rounded this to the nearest whole number, because it is a drip, right? What would our answer be? And that's the way I like it. Yes. That's the way I like it. Hey, puzzle piecing. No math until the very end. Y'all can do this. Y'all can do this. You can defeat dosage calculations. This is the hardest one that I had on there because it was a drop per minute and a weight-based problem, okay? So, yeah. Gotta add some space. Yeah. I look, you would think that I've learned to start a little bit over. I always like get it really close to the end, but that's how you do it. Puzzle piecing is now a verb. Yes, piecing. All right, you're right. Yes. Wow, I'm shocked I got it from watching you. Yes, you got it. You got it. You did it. I'm almost there. That's okay. And so, if we converted 175 to kilograms outside the problem, how would you put it in? Just put it in where this right here, where this right here is. You would just put your kgs on the top. You just put it on the top. So instead of putting the conversion, you would just put, because your kilograms is on the bottom, you put them right there on the top. If you converted it before. Me, I don't like to convert. I like to do one thing, one computation. That's it. That's what I like to do. If you, however, want to convert the pounds before, be my guest. I'm gonna let the whole equation work for me. I like to work smart, not hard. I'm gonna do one computation at the end. I'm gonna make sure all of my units of measure are canceled out, and I make sure all of my conversions are in there. And then you can see some people are like, well, don't you need to know two or three methods so that you can double check yourself? For why? Don't you see everything that's in the problem in the puzzle and it's canceled out except for drops on the top and minutes on the bottom? That's that's why. That's why. Oh my gosh. You're welcome. It was making you cry earlier. Well, wipe your eyes. No fear, no tears. We do puzzle pieces here. Do we have to remember the conversion from kg to pounds? Yes, you must know your conversions. That's what I was saying earlier. You got to know your metric conversions in order to be successful at dosage calculations. Like you got to. And it's only a real handful of them that you have to actually memorize. So the ones that you really use the most, I'm gonna say this, and I gotta go get my rugrat, okay? But this session will be on replay on YouTube. Hey Toy Toy, how you doing? She said, "In blessed are in retrust." Stop, stop it, stop it, stop it. Oh my goodness. I'm going live again on Wednesday. I might have an impromptu session. I don't know. Like today was just totally impromptu. Huh? Well, huh? What? Okay. All right. So listen, the ones that you use the most are going to be okay. So you see how all these weight-based problems we've had these in there, right? So remember, this is the base unit, right? That's your base unit. So that's base. So it could be gram, meter, liter, unit. Okay. So that's one. That is one big cookie. Okay. I know I said cookie. Cookies and puzzles. Come with me. Just use your imagination for a minute. Okay. I wonder if Florence Nightingale does conversions, does conversation. If Florence Nightingale talking to you, then I don't want to be around. So, cookies. One big cookie, if you broke it down into 1,000 pieces, it'll be your milligram size crumb. So 1,000 of these milligram size crumbs will come together to make one big unit, one big cookie. Okay. Now come with me. Pick up a crumb and you smush it down even further into little residue dust, basically little micro pieces. So 1,000 micrograms come together to make 1 milligram. 1 milligram size crumbs come together to make one full cookie. Okay, that powder. Oh my gosh, Kevin, no, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Okay, so since y'all are boycotting Sam's and Walmart, especially tomorrow, right? You go to Costco and you want a big back size container of cookies. So that big back container of cookies has like 1,000 cookies in it, right? So 1,000 of these cookies equals one big container. So you see 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Okay? That's how you can remember those. So the one is always going to be the bigger unit. So if you got a gram and a milligram, 1 gram is the bigger one, right? So 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams. If you have a milligram and a microgram, 1 milligram equals 1,000 little small micrograms. If you have a kilogram and a gram, 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. So you need that. Also, you would need your weight conversions. So 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. And then if you're doing pediatric problems, you need 1 pound equals to 16 ounces. Okay. You might also see that 1 pound equals 454 grams, right? Then what else do we use a lot? We use that. Oh, your teaspoons, your tablespoons, and your ounces. So, teaspoon, tablespoon, and ounce, right? So, 1 teaspoon, tablespoon, ounce. You put the teaspoon on top of the table in the ounce house. So, 5, 15, 30. Do you see the trend? 5 times 3 is 15. 15 times 2 is 30. 5, 15, 30. 1 cup is 8 ounces. Exactly. That's a good one too. You'll use that for your I's and O's a lot. So those are the most used conversions. Now, when you first start, you might have a conversion test because they're gonna make you learn all of it, right? For your BSA problems, so your body surface area where you have to have the weight times the height divided by 3,600 if you're using metric, 3,131 if you're using the US standard measures, and you take the square root of that. So 1 foot, which is a ruler, is 12 inches, and 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. That's what they told me, so now I'm lost. Oh, what they told you? where you lost it? So I got a video on my YouTube channel. This replay will be on the YouTube channel. It'll be up under the playlist, the live playlist. But I've got a Dosage Basics playlist where it teaches you all of like the rounding, military time, the how to memorize your conversions, how to set up the problems. If you want a deep dive, I actually have a course, like a legit course, that is videos breaking all of this down with the puzzle pieces and giving you quizzes afterwards. And it's self-paced. It's $20 right now. The same way that I've been setting up all this hard stuff, you can learn how to do all of it too. And then if you need more practice, I have a workbook with over 300 plus problems. It's 20% off for the ebook. So all the stuff is in my bio. I have quizzes on my website. I'll click the links. Don't struggle with dosage by yourself. Come study with me, okay? You can do it. All these people who come back in here on Wednesday nights, it used to be Sunday nights because I used to do 2 lives a week. I got stuff going on, so I can't. I'm still with you on Wednesdays, okay? And I do private tutoring sessions. So all these people come in here and make these 100s because you have to have 100 to stay in school, or you can't go to clinical. Tuition is too high for dosage calculations to defeat you. No. You just follow me on YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. So learn your conversions like that. If you want to screenshot it, you can. If you want to get it off of my website and download it, put it as your screensaver, you can. If they're scared, where can they go? You can go to the link that's in my bio. The link that's in my bio. Nope. That was me working earlier. I don't even have my website pulled up now. Oh. Mm-mm-mm. I don't have my website pulled up. But yeah. Link that's in my bio. Check my inbox afterwards. Okay, I will. All right. So it was get the book. Yes, yes. Toy. I'm so glad. You said the correct answer is in church. Yeah, you go to church too, and then you go to the bio. Oh, do you have a sheet? Yes. Yes, baby Ara. So let me see. Let me go to my site. Hold on. The abrn abrn, like a blessed Ara in, as they would say in the South. Ara. Ara. Here we go. Everybody say hell, hell. Alright, boom. So that's the site. So if you go to study and quiz resources, and see, that's the course. It say $40, but if you put in the promo code, there's the book that pops up. If you put in the promo code "peace out," like puzzle piece, PIECE. I can never spell it. Out in all caps. It'll be $20. It'll be $20. So these are the quizzes. That's the flow rate, drip rate, and weight based IV course. So if you really having problems with that, it's videos and questions and sheets, all of that to help you with that. And then if you go to the bottom, you see free and study conversion sheets. So you download that, and that's your percent of solution. Those are your common conversions and your temperature. And then the metric ones that you really, really use with the 1,000 and 1,000 and 1,000. And then that's your BSA. So yeah, you can download those. Just screenshot because my niece wants to be a nurse. Oh yeah, come on, niece. Hey. I'm struggling in pharmacology. Oh, hold on. I got somebody for pharmacology for y'all. I want to make sure I get her name right. She's awesome. And she got a boot camp coming up too. Oh, whoa. Hold on. I want to make sure I give you the right name. Pharmacology for nurses. So that is her name. So I was like, I think it's pharmacology for nurses. Pharmacology for nurses. And she does live sessions, and she has Kahoot questions where you can log into the Kahoot and play. Yeah, she does that. Pathophysiology. Go call the farm lady. Exactly. Pharmacology for nurses. I don't know why, like, I didn't think of that. Oh my gosh, like, it's pharmacology for nurses. And for patho, Khan Academy helped a lot. Who else could we use for patho? Of course, the GOAT, Nurse Sarah. Nurse Mike, if you want to get his subscription. But yeah, I just logged in for Pharm. Who's the lady? Pharmacology for nurses. Pharmacology for nurses. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, y'all guys. I've got to go get my little baby. And it was so much fun breaking down these puzzle pieces with you all. You can defeat dosage calculations. You are smart, you are able, and you are capable, okay? No fear. Leave the fear at the door. No fear, no tears. We do puzzle pieces here. This will be helpful next semester when I'm in pharmacology, but I'm not about to stress now. No, don't stress. Don't stress. Don't stress. That's not good for anybody. Thank you. I'll be definitely, yes. It was so nice meeting new friends. So nice seeing old friends. Y'all have a good weekend. Yes, love it. Y'all are so welcome. Make sure that you have follow and subscribed to the channel, to the TikTok page. I'm on Facebook and IG as well. So if this goes away, I'm still here. Wherever the students are, I will also be. Okay. So yes, y'all are welcome. Nurse C gets degrees, or at least pass dosage calculations. The feed nursing dosage calculations all 2025. Y'all, let's get it. Puzzle pieces.